Hello, everyone, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, the executive producer here, and I just want to welcome you all to the stream. Thank you all very much for watching and for supporting us here on Twitch. More specifically, thank you to our $25 tier supporters on our Patreon. Rowan Parker, Trevian Alexander, Samantha Bates, Catwater Flame, and L. Without your support, we wouldn't be able to do the things we've been doing for as long as we've been doing it. Thank you very much. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. And we're live! Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the show that this one is, which is not a Final Show film, which is a Final Show film show. It's not a Final Fantasy game. My brain is just all over the fucking place.
God.
It's Star Wars, Twilight Nights.
It's because you didn't take your shirt off.
Yeah. Oh, I took my pants off. Anyway.
I can respect that.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Star Wars. I'm John. I'm your game master for the evening, and I'm fighting with technology. Apologies for being late. It's mostly been because I've been fighting with technology as I continue to do so. Oh, God. Don't do that. I'm joined this week by Jack.
Hey, everybody. I'm Jack. I'm playing Jash Thaslan, the Chiss Guardian, Protector, Sorcery Defender, and I assume we're going to roll Destiny
Yeah, I
points.
should have done a Destiny pool, shouldn't I?
It's already cleared.
Yeah, it's clear.
Oh, I cleared it
I was
last
going
time.
to say, I think you already did.
I thought about it ahead of time.
Hey, look at you being all prepared and shit. I got a light side. Woo!
Yeah, also, Jack coming to us from the jet lag dimension, where everything he says is 30 seconds behind the rest of
Yeah,
us.
I don't know what the fuck is up with my... Yep.
I'm also joined this week by Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara. I'm playing Nerys, droid, consular healer. There we go. That's the things. And a dark side.
Yes, Nereus has a dark side. It's currently calling them on the phone. And also joined by me.
Hello, I'm Jeremy. I am playing Esty, a Zeltron Shadow, and more dark.
Dark side, as you continue to think on those halcyon days. Just an in joke for the really. And also, Holly.
Really want to punch you. Hi,
Get that
I'm
a lot.
Molly. I'm playing something. Avazia. She's a pureblood Sith Geo Berserker.
Certainly is something. Go ahead and roll some Destiny.
She is something.
Boy.
Dark side.
Ooh, tasty, tasty. And finally, William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Corsarath, the pure-blooded Sith Makashi duelist. I have also rolled Dark Side.
This is appropriate, I feel, 4 dark, 1 light, because when last we left off, Nereus had gotten a message from the Black Pyramid, who had sent basically a video feed of an Imperial fleet entering orbit above Nar Shaddaa.
That is not good.
You get over the course over the video feed. You just get there's a lettering that says, "Find the nearest TV they're broadcasting."
We need to find a TV.
The
Sorry,
TV.
why?
Aren't
There-
there TVs in
there's-
our little pods that we rented?
We're in like the middle of them right now. I thought
Yeah, they're monitors in the
having
pods.
like our discussion. Yeah, it was the next morning. Yes.
And-
What time is it?
Have to be clear, we haven't heard this message. Correct?
Only Nereus has, and it wasn't
So-
heard but seen.
Sorry, why?
The black Pyramid just called me. There is an Imperial fleet above the planet. They're broadcasting it.
Oh,
Tell
fuck me.
Corsarath opens the pod door that he had for the night and leans in to check the monitor.
You turn on the monitor. You can sort of pull it so that all of you can see it while you're standing outside of it because it's got that. You turn it on, and sure enough, there is video feed coming through, being broadcasted. It is currently sort of an exterior feed of an Imperial ship, or of an Imperial fleet orbiting the planet. And it suddenly cuts. You watch as the scene shifts from a external shot of the Imperial fleet to what is very clearly a speaker's podium. That is this sort of dark brown wood podium with the Sith Imperial banner hanging off the front of it, several press microphones attached to the top of it, flanked in the back by Imperial banners, as well as several Imperial troops standing at his honor guard. And stepping up to the podium, there is a very elegantly dressed, red-skinned Sith woman with long, reddish-black hair, a lightsaber very prominently displayed at her hip, wearing what you would an outfit that would not look out of place on like a gala premiere night, like red carpet kind of thing. Very, very, very elegant and designed specifically to her physique. As she steps up to the podium, she speaks into the microphone. To my dear Imperial citizen, and also our beloved but ally of Nar Shaddaa, we are broadcasting this to you in a time of great sorrow. Corsarath, you recognize this individual, by the way, as do you, Avasia. I am Darth Zakant, and I come bearing tragic news. Our Emperor has been murdered, assassinated by Republic spies. She raises a hand. You see a small bit of hologram begin playing that shows some dark-robed figure, presumably the Emperor, being harried on multiple sides by light blue, saber-wielding Jedi. Before eventually and she sort of like doesn't say anything, just sort of watches into whatever camera she's looking into as the hologram plays, before it eventually ends with the Emperor being struck down. As it says away, we bring to you this information in time of mourning because we have information to give. Those of you loyal to the Empire will rightly want to avenge our lost Emperor. This man, she says as she holds a hologram up, and in it, all of you, except for Esty, recognize the holographic image of one Jin Ibeshu Zardun, the Twilight Exarch, is responsible for leading the Republic assassins in their murder of our Emperor. Anyone who has any information on any individuals associating with, related to, or with knowledge of this Jedi should bring this information forth to your local Imperial garrison. With this assassination, very obviously, our small peace treaty is null and void. And I, as your new Empress of the Sith, do hereby swear to bring forth the might of our empire against the Republic who would so callously disregard a peace treaty and murder our beloved Emperor. And there is the slightest hint of a smile on her face. So be prepared, those of you of the Republic whom I am very well aware are watching this broadcast. For our hostilities will begin anew, and we will mete out righteous vengeance. And for the rest of you, the Sith Empire remain the dominant force in the galaxy. And you all sort of watch as a figure begins to walk into frame right as the camera cuts. You can all give me a perception check, difficulty 3, as Jack's internet went away.
Yep.
All right.
3 successes, 1 advantage.
And others, please call out your rolls. So
2 successes, 2 threats.
Just one advantage.
1 failure, 1 threat.
All right.
Mm.
So those of you that made successes, you saw an individual wearing a sort of full-faced mask with a Sith root of it, with a heavily scarred body, stepping towards the podium before the camera shut off.
Sounds familiar.
Yes. If you, the player, don't remember, that is Darth Fluxati.
Yes.
SD is currently walking around the room gathering what little things that he might have.
Uh,
I
All right.
We need to
play.
go.
Where are we going?
Excellent power play, mother.
Where's that?
Your mother?
Okay, I'll file
Yes.
that away for later. Where was that place where we can just buy the? What was the other location?
Another message comes through your overhead, your HUD, Neres, from the Black
Okay.
Pyramid. It just says they're grounding all space travel, working on a way out.
They're grounding space travel. It was as I look for my notes. Hang on, I wrote this down. Somewhere way back at the beginning.
How much of that did you lose, Jack?
I dropped out right when you said held up a picture of somebody and I didn't hear who it was.
Terrace.
This man.
So she held up an image of Jinibeshu Zardun. Nibishuza.
Nibishuza? Okay.
Taris, Taris. Taris.
Okay, well, I spelled it like
Ours.
And basically said anybody that knows anything about this individual or any of his family or accomplices or otherwise should step forward. To the
Basically,
Imperial
big
authorities
fucking manhunt. Okay.
or Nibishuza and any of his allies. And also that she was now Empress Zakent.
Yeah.
And that they would be renewing their war efforts on the Republic.
Naturally.
The line that Corsarath gave that had everyone
That's-
reacting was "nice power play, mother."
Mm-hmm.
That's why SD is currently looking for a place to go that is not here.
They are grounding flights.
course
we
they
can't
are.
leave right now anyway.
Mhm.
That's exactly how it's going to work. But you know what? We
We
can't
have to
stay
find a way
where
to get
we are
out.
right now. We need to be somewhere where it's not right here. right now.
Question. We still have the equipment that we were using previously. It's possible we could stow away or commandeer an Imperial transport. Very risky, I will admit, but plausible.
I feel like any attempt at leaving the planet is currently flawed.
Yeah, we need to find somewhere here where we can hole up until they leave.
I mean, they leave. Why would they leave here?
Yeah. We don't know how long they're willing to stay. They could set up camp here.
You're not wrong. Until they stop grounding travel, until we can get off the planet.
That could be months.
Yes, it could. It sure could.
Or until Black Pyramid finds us a way off.
But you know the thing about being here months? We're still alive for months as opposed to not.
At the moment, we currently have something of the Imperial gaze upon us. Just vanishing would likely draw more attention to us.
Knowing what I do of the Imperial organization, it is not unlikely that there are Imperials upon this planet who will be looking to hide as well. Not everyone, I assume, in the Empire is a friend of the new Empress.
No, there's going to be purges.
But if you hide, that simply paints you as someone who has something to hide.
Oh, yes. But what I'm saying is we won't be the only ones hiding. So it's easier to be overlooked in a crowd of people vanishing than if you're the only ones vanishing.
It's still risky that the Empire currently has its eyes on us.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, please don't mistake. I am simply offering options. I'm not advocating for a particular path to pursue yet.
Like, regardless, it's not like we can go out in the streets because we're not going to be able to hide in plain sight. Fluxati knows who we all are.
Why does that matter? Maybe he was killed in this.
He wasn't.
No,
he was right
he
there
was in the
that
background of that shot.
Think about the Emperor showed up there. All of a sudden,
Now
the
he's
Emperor
dead.
said, "Do you think this was not the?"
Nerys didn't see that, but
Yeah, this was an internal. This was a takedown. This was a coup.
If even that.
Oh, yes, no. The odds of the Jedi getting that close and
didn't happen.
Only how many was it? 3 or 4 of them somehow managing to. It would have needed an army of them to even touch him.
Yeah. This was an internal play. Maybe not planned. Like we obviously everything that happened as we left.
Was this what you were trying to set me up for, Mother?
the emperor was coming there as we were flying away. It may have been a reaction to that, but this is 100% an internal power
She-
play.
She may not know that you're here.
No, I'm just saying is that attempt to make a political statement and reignite the war what she was training me for my whole life.
Oh, very possibly.
One other point. He doesn't know I'm alive. I hid the whole time.
You're not wrong.
He also doesn't know who you are.
Yes. We have
Remind
that.
me, did they out of character did Fluxati actually show up and see us getting on the ship or not?
No, you just felt him arriving back
Okay.
at the plate. You didn't see
Okay.
him.
Yeah.
So he's never had visual on you. However, you've been seen out and about here with us.
Yes. That is
So if people
true.
are looking for us, then and they ask people around,
well, they did not show any of you all in that broadcast, at least.
No.
no, probably because one of two things: either they don't know that we're here,
Which I'm hoping.
hopefully, or they do. And if they do, I'm fairly sure Luxati would want to take care of this personally. And it's conceivable that Emperor Mom may not even know about our situation, because letting a bunch of people like us get away, that doesn't look good on Fluxati.
Yes.
It's
So he
also
might
not
want to
even-
handle this personally, which was almost scarier.
It's also not even a guarantee the emperor is actually dead.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'd put good odds on that, but even if we
wouldn't-
see a body, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't put it past the emperor to simply use the faking of his death to reignite the war.
Yeah, but that would put him in a weirdly disadvantaged or a disadvantaged position, because if everybody thinks he's dead, what's stopping his apprentices from killing him?
Him. We saw what he felt. We felt what he was when he approached.
You're not wrong. On the flip side, Fluxati looked fucked up.
I mean, that's Fluxati has always looked like that.
Oh, has he?
Yeah.
Oh,
He has always looked fucked up.
that's fair. I don't. Yeah. Okay. No.
I'm assuming he looks like Darth Sion in a mask.
No. He looks like, have any of you read the Knights of Ren comic book series?
No.
long ass time.
He looks like Ren.
Okay. Fair.
Right.
Oh, so burnt to a crisp.
We need to get off of this planet. I have communication with Black Pyramid and Ronan. I will keep that open.
And he said they're looking for a way to get us.
Excellent.
Yes.
Good.
But that may be a while. In the meantime,
Oh, how nice of AT&T. They're apologizing for the coverage downtime on September 16th for the phone I don't own.
the Sith will definitely be I think it likely that they will decide to just crush that, or attempt to crush that rebel cell that we were interacting with. They were not acting yet, but This may have changed the situation, yes?
This has almost certainly changed the situation drastically.
It's
Mhm.
hugely changed the situation. For the first part is that we can't trust any hut. The fact that they know that the fact there are huts that know us that we're here paints a huge ass target on our back now.
I don't think we can trust anyone.
Yeah, they will sell us out for a tadpole. Trust me on that.
You do hear the sound of activity suddenly picking up outside the hotel.
Are
What floor are we on?
lights outside?
Josh will go take
floor.
a look.
You gonna take a look? The streets of this exterior Imperial settlement have suddenly become very active with soldiers. You notice you notice not only an uptick of Imperial troopers, but something new. It looks kind of like you guys did when you were in your Sith pain harnesses. But the face and throat are entirely cybernetic. It's some sort of humanoid, but you can see that there are cybernetics woven throughout the body. Visible cybernetics. There is flesh there, but you have no idea how much of it is still flesh. With pair of lightsabers on its hip, marching in step with Imperial soldiers, wearing a sort of a full face helmet, that covers everything that the cybernetics don't replace, with the Imperial insignia on the helmet.
Naturally. Is this reminiscent of anything that I saw happening at Fluxati's base?
Make a warfare or lore check. Difficulty 2.
Difficulty? Okay. Difficulty 2. Lore. Boop. 1 success, 1 advantage.
Yes. These were an experiment that you had actually been guarding at one point in time on Fluxati's behalf. He referred to these as Jedi Hunters. They are, or were, Force sensitives who have been so implanted with cybernetics as to basically be droids at this point. Kind of the reverse of what Nere's is, where instead of reviving a dead Force user in a droid, they turned a living Force user into a droid.
Josh will just kind of drift back towards where the other 4 are. We've got Jedi hunters outside. They're patrolling.
Esther, you know what those are.
Yep.
Didn't seem like they were hunting for anything in specific, Josh. Just that they were now being deployed.
They're active. They're ready now.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice to have career goals.
I mean, it's good work.
If you can get it.
If you can get it. And, don't have a conscience that results in a mental break. And anyways,
Oh
well, shit.
At this point, maintaining our facade as members of the Sith Empire might be our only option to getting out of here without being noticed.
It's gonna
Not
be
drawing
really
attention.
dangerous.
Not drawing attention to ourselves is the only way we're going to get out of here.
Has been dangerous.
Mm.
Well, some of us are going to have an easier time of that than others. Is this one of those moments where an ethical person sticks their neck out to help someone that otherwise might be capable of taking care of themselves?
Person, but probably yes.
He's obviously referring to Cassilian. He's likely already aware, but
I feel like Cassilian can definitely take care of himself in this regard. And attempting to reach out to him would only endanger us both.
I mean, I can get to him if we need to.
I do not. Yes, I do not necessarily agree with your assessment. Corsorath, he's in trouble with the. He indicated that the Jedi did not trust him completely either.
No, however, they would never turn someone over to the Sith for no reason. And he has been able to work his way out of every disaster that he's found himself in thus far. Meanwhile, we have not.
Possibly that is even more reason to try and find him, as he can help get us out as well if Black Pyramid and Ronan are not able to.
Reaching out to him will simply draw attention to us. They're looking for Republic sympathizers and spies. That would be the highest action of one.
I mean, maybe. You're not wrong.
We have been playing both sides of this equation at this point, assuring them that we are one of them, either the Sith or this Republic spy cell. Sometimes continuing on, like, let me restart that.
Where would we start? Yeah, we need. I agree with you. We need to at least. Although, are we assuming he doesn't know about this?
There's no way he doesn't know.
Right.
Cillian knows.
So what's the goal then?
To recontact him,
Mm-hmm.
see if he or they have a way out, possibly use that contact, or possibly pull him out with us when Black Pyramid and Ronan get in touch, or we pull some other strings. We have
Consolidate
contacts by
forces.
this point.
Consolidate forces then.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm down with that. He's far less likely to turn us in or screw us over than
I trust him.
literally anybody else on the
I'm not
planet.
worried about Cassilian. Him I trust. Everyone who will see us leaving, on the other hand.
Oh, if I want to make contact with him, they won't see me.
You, maybe. We have
That's
a
what
very large and cumbersome droid.
That's what I'm saying. We just need to make contact and then find a place for us to meet.
If you would like, I can go be visible somewhere else.
Mm-mm. No drawing attention to yourself right now. Because remember, we have to assume that at this point we have to assume that they know everything. They don't, but we assume they know everything. Then we don't get surprised. And the contact, our hut friend, I made those contacts with him as a member of the Empire. I'm sure I'm not his only contact in the Empire.
Yes.
He also has no particular reason to single you out when looking for information on who might know Nibashuda.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I can go to Xillian and make contact. I know how Jedi hunters operate.
What are these things?
Huh?
Who are these people?
They're assassins, spies. Their job is to find Jedi or bring them back.
Yes,
in
I
some case.
collected that from the name.
Yeah. Are you asking if I specifically know who they are? No, probably not.
And in particular, these ones are less spies and more muscle.
Yeah. It would be fair to say by their getup that that's the case.
Yep. These would be who all those artificial crystals were for.
Exactly. We stole their weapons. I'm sure they're fine.
They're not angry about that at all.
Nah.
Not the Sith. They don't hold grudges.
Not specifically about that. I'm sure they don't know who it was anyway.
I am concerned about you going by yourself. Forgive me, but you are a very recent acquaintance
Mm-hmm.
who has been allied with the Sith.
Mm-hmm.
You see where I am going here.
I absolutely do, and I understand. Anybody else that can have that
Also-
level of secrecy and stealth is welcome to come with. Otherwise, I don't see a good option for making
Josh does
contact
not
with
seem particularly inclined to volunteer.
There's
I've-
just
I've sort of been the public face when it comes to interfacing with the Empire, so I
yeah,
should
you're
be
not a good
far
option
from anywhere.
They've all also seen my face.
And as we've established, no offense, Nerys, you are not stealth monster.
No, but I can be overlooked. Do you think if I remove my arm and look
A
down?
droid missing an arm will draw
No.
almost as much attention as a droid with the wrong arm.
I wish Crack was here. This is the first time I have thought that.
That's how you know you're in dire straits.
Yes.
That's how you know you're in deep shit.
Exactly.
It sure would be nice if our crazy mechanic was around.
What am I saying?
So yeah, no,
Hey, Cat, what are you saying?
What have we come to?
I'm not a.
I'm going to
don't get
kill
me
you.
Wrong. I'm not a huge fan of going out myself, but give me another option.
Well, at the very least, you have contact open now without the implants.
Yeah, I can make contact through you,
Yes.
everybody else.
All right.
Bless you.
I think then for the rest of us, if we wish to move, we will not let you know. That way, if you leave looking over at Esty or betray us, you will not be able to tell where we are. We will head somewhere else. We will let you know when you make contact with Cassilian. You'll be
Fair.
able to find us again.
That is 100% fair.
What does everyone think about this plan? Everyone else.
I'm not crazy about it, but I'm not crazy about any of our options right now.
That's about where I'm at.
And for
It
what
will
it
be
matters,
interesting to see how far we.
for what it matters, I think I do trust Esty.
Internally, Nereus goes, so I'm the asshole.
No,
no,
You're
they
the
don't.
smart one.
It will be interesting to see how far we get before whoever the first one of us is that dies.
Very
I'm just
reassuring.
saying, when we hit that point, just do as much damage as possible. Annoy them on your way out.
Oh, I intend to.
I knew there was a reason I liked you.
Stuff, get ready to go.
So where are you going? Those of you that aren't Esty, who is going to go try to contact Cassilian.
Another hotel. I don't know. I don't have anything specific on that. Just somewhere not here.
We
Just in
should,
case.
after Esty
Or-
is gone, after Esty has departed to go accomplish her task,
Mhm.
we should head deeper into Shadowtown and see if we can potentially find the reason that we're even here in the first place, if we can track down anything regarding those Republic spies.
Alternative suggestion: we step outside, we turn around, we go back right inside here. It's a
Why?
very complex ruse.
You know, for someone who was all for contacting Cassilian, you were very quick to turn around and do nothing.
Fair. I do not know where I'm going.
We should see if we can
I do
accomplish the.
prefer the idea of yes, that.
We should try and accomplish what we came here for, so that we can get the explosive devices out of us, which will make surviving this entire experience more doable.
Yeah,
That would be ideal.
it is even more dangerous now to have those items inside of us.
Yes.
Like the person that put them in you is here. He's up there on a ship.
Still too close.
Closer than he was.
And he
Not
could come
long
down
ago.
here whenever he wants.
How?
I do love the idea that Nereus's big diversion plan that Esty will never figure out is staying in the same place.
I'll
So
never
let us
expect
head.
it.
It's so crazy, it just might,
Might
work.
work.
It won't work.
Exactly.
Let's head deeper into Shadowtown and see what we can find.
All right.
Okay.
If nothing else, if we can find potential leads on individual Republic activists, we have symbols of trust.
Horse
So-
Fest lead.
4 of you are heading deeper into Shadowtown. SD, you're heading to the promenade.
Mm-hmm. We don't have any better information about if he moved. We don't know. So
So, what's your plan to get there? Just as a general idea, not specifics, but like, how are you trying to maneuver through Shadowtown to get to the promenade?
So I'm going to take every trick I know as somebody who has hunted Jedi for the Empire and use that knowledge, which is nebulous and has never been exactly determined because I don't know what your world's tactics of Jedi hunting is,
Mm-hmm.
and use it to avoid them. And you know what? I am going to be particularly sneaky. And if I run into anybody, I will be using my Now You See Me, where people forget who I am. Once per session. Really don't want to have to use a destiny point unless I have to, since we only have one.
Okay. So let's go ahead, activate any abilities that you want to activate to make it easier.
Okay.
We're gonna have you give me a. Let's see. We're gonna have you give me either skullduggery roll,
Okay.
a stealth roll, or a streetwise roll. And whichever
Stealth.
one you pick, you will have 2 bonus die for your
Okay.
experience.
I will do stealth because that also gives me another 2 bonus die unless the being attempting to detect the character is immune to force powers.
They are not. Yet. Oh, Fluxati's working on that. Don't worry.
I'm sure. I am sure.
We would be disappointed if he wasn't.
If only I had the carcasses of some sort of extragalactic species that were immune to force power.
Yep.
Too bad the Vong don't show up for several millennia.
Oh, in the canon or in Legends they don't.
Well,
This isn't Legends. This is my shit.
And if I get any sense, I'm going to keep I'm going to try to keep sense active
Okay.
so I can get it, so I can hopefully get a sense of people around me and potential force users. If I get any indication that there are force users around me, I will use a shroud,
I mean,
which was spending the destiny point to make me undetectable via the force.
you know there are Jedi hunters around, and they are force
Right.
users.
But close enough that they would be able to detect
Okay,
to sense me.
Yeah. So let's go with the roll.
I'll take that.
This is 4 advantages. All right. So you listen for a bit at the front door. You can tell a lot about Imperial patrol patterns from just listening to their march. You can tell, there's a certain urgency that they get at the beginning and end of their cycles that they sort of lose in the middle of it once they fall into the pattern. And there's a very unique metallic chink, chink, chink sound that the Jedi hunters make as they walk. And you listen, and you just sort of map out where all the sounds are going, in what directions, and what patterns, and what groups. and you wait until the pace slows down while they're in the middle of their sort of concentrated walks, and the least amount of metallic footsteps are around. And you just walk. Step out the door, shoulders straight. You've got a purpose. You've got a direction to go. You are an Imperial citizen. You are an Imperial agent on a mission.
Yep.
And you walk. You adopt a slightly faster than everyone else march, but not so fast as to be running, simply fast enough that you have purpose. And you walk past patrol after patrol after patrol. None of them look at you twice. With the 4 advantages, I will say that you sort of get a sense as you're going that these Jedi hunters are newly arrived. They arrived with the fleet above.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like the Empire are going to be supplementing their forces with them from here out, at least based on the numbers you're seeing, because there are a lot. You didn't think there were this many in production, but there are a lot.
Got it. I go until I find the one that I want to, and then I tell the Jedi hunters about where everybody are, and then I leave.
Exactly. You over there now. G to a taxi.
I just get like barely out the door. I'm like, okay, you guys be some. Just hold on a second. Just barely get out the door. Guys, they're in there.
Run. You get to a taxi.
Mm-hmm.
Take it to the promenade.
Cool.
The other 4. How are you wanting to head deeper, and where deeper into Shadowtown are you wanting to head?
Mostly taking advantage of the increased Imperial activity to march as if we are on the hunt, because technically speaking, we are. And maneuvering closer to the jail, because we know that's where they're getting closer to actually acting. And sort of scouring that area of the sector that is just outside the actual prison complex.
Okay. Do you want to equip those of you that have them your Sith pain harnesses?
My armor is fairly Sith inspired to begin with, so.
But it doesn't have
thing.
actual Sith insignias on it like the pain harness does.
No, but I would rather not identify myself as a servant of Fluxati to be questioned.
That seems actually better.
Dash will.
All right, Josh puts back on the pain harness. Alasia?
Oh.
No? All right. So one of you dons the Sith pain harness. And you head out. So how are you heading? Not just where, but how are you heading?
With purpose.
I would say, yeah, with purpose, like carrying on the same image that I've given to the Imperial soldiers that we've spoken to thus far, which is we are hunting.
Okay. Give me a leadership roll then. Of course, Wrath.
I will apply my force dice to this.
Difficulty 2.
Because I have that level of the influence power. 2 with 2 force dice. Many successes and advantages.
Nice.
Well, many successes, 1 advantage.
Yeah.
Yes, you lead with purpose, embracing your Sith heritage. Something almost princely enters into your walk, which sort of bugs you for a minute, considering that your mother just declared herself Empress of the Sith. But whatever that is, you sort of adopt it and move.
That's the other reason I'm not wearing a pain harness, is because that's the armor of a subordinate, not a lord, which is what I've been masquerading as.
But you move with your entourage behind you, you at the head, and you get deeper into Shadowtown. So now I want both parties, Esty as you land on the promenade, the others as you get deeper in. to make me vigilance checks, difficulty 2.
Vigilance.
Vigilance.
Jesus.
No, we're not
Christ.
going anywhere today. Oh, this is great.
Oh, there it is.
There we go. Somebody got successes.
Hey,
You know what? I really need the
Got
upgrade for this. I'm
advantages
by
Out
myself.
the ass.
Oh,
Didn't help.
And
Hey,
also,
that's
I
true. It
note
might have
that
helped
the,
a little bit.
I also note that the last of the light side points is gone.
I mean, that's not an abject failure. It's just not a success.
No, it's true. It's not. You all notice, as you begin looking around, that the light in Narshada seems to have dimmed ever so slightly. This eternally lit planet, with all of its neon signs, just seems to be a little desaturated at the moment. And you all feel the dark side welling up within the planet itself. But with 2 successes, Avasia, you're sort of you're keeping an eye out, half looking for signs of Republic activity, and half looking for an ambush at any moment. And you spot a bit of broken wall. It stands out to you primarily because so far this entire area has been spotlessly maintained. And you wouldn't have noticed it if you weren't paying attention, but just off the main street from where you're walking right now, there seems to be some sort of there's a trash chute basically, and just behind that you see a light amount of crumbling infrastructure, which just sort of draws your attention because it's out of place.
she will nudge Coursera and motion towards that.
Well, let's further investigate. If there's nothing there, it'll at least be a good place to hold up for a bit.
Ousty, with your threat, you do not find any sign, of course, of Cassilian or the Republic listening post when you get back to the Slippery Slope Cantina. You do notice that there are a few more Gamorreans in the bar than there were previously, i.e. more than none. And at least one of them is keeping an eye on you as you walk through.
Do they look do I recognize individuals from any huts
from the
that I'm
no?
familiar with, anything like that?
You don't recognize any of the Gamorreans individually. You just but they are dressed as Huttese enforcers at this point. They're not just like random Gamorreans.
Right. Would there be a role to determine whether they're actually a Hutt or whether they are Imperial working under the guise of Hutt?
You made an underworld roll, difficulty 2.
Okay. Diff 2.
The signature Jeremy Wash.
Yep, my signature roll. Flat nothing.
Was that with no modifiers, or did you still have an upgrade in it?
No, there were no upgrades in that. I have
Okay.
2 yellow dice for Underworld.
Yeah. So looking in, you can't really tell if they're Imperial defectors. You would imagine they're probably not, just because the Empire doesn't like Gamorreans. Like the Hutts are really the only people that hire Gamorreans.
Right.
No one else in
for
the entire
sure.
galaxy likes them.
But I wouldn't put it past
Yeah,
them to be devious in this situation.
correct.
Mhm.
But you can't tell for certain.
Okay.
You have your stereotypes and you have your own suspicions, but aside from that,
Right.
you don't have anything.
All right. Is there anybody when you say there's no sign,
Hmm?
there's still back rooms, like have those been shut off or
You sneak back into the VIP room again.
Mhm.
Try to find your way into that, into that
to
secret
see if it's there? And
passageway.
I know that they said it wasn't going to be there.
Yeah. You can get yourself.
Like
You can get your way.
they had previously said we won't be there, but it's the only place to
Yeah,
start.
you definitely get back into the secret passageway. You find a half repaired ladder that you manage to get your way down.
Okay.
And yeah, no, there's no sign of anyone in the in the maintenance halves where the base was previously. As you sort of look around at the empty room, checking all of them just to double check that nothing was left behind. That's where we're going to take a quick break. So for those of you watching on Twitch, please stay tuned for these commercial messages. Remember, when we take our break, you take your break. So stand up, stretch your legs, move around, do whatever you need to do. And we'll be back in just a few minutes. we're back. A Dinosaur Story. So,
Hard pass.
it's a good movie. At least it was when last I watched it when I was 5.
I don't. Never heard of it.
You've never heard of We're Back, A Dinosaur Story?
Nope.
I got links to send you after this game.
Oh boy.
Anyways,
Mara, what have you done?
I don't know.
we've opened Pandora's
I'm
box.
so
I have
sorry.
no idea.
But all that
I
was in
don't
there
know
was
what this
hope.
thing is.
It's called We're Back, A Dinosaur Story. You'll
It
learn all
is,
about
yep.
it later. It's great.
It is certainly a thing that exists.
It's a fantastic example of 90s animation.
Like I said, your statement and my
It's
statement are not
definitely
mutually
a
exclusive.
thing that exists.
Because, 90s animation.
Anyways. Esty.
Yep, that is me.
So yeah, you are in the Slippery Slope Cantina. You're surrounded by Gamorreans, or not surrounded by Gamorreans, but there are more Gamorreans here than one, and you had just gone into the secret underground maintenance shaft that the Republic listening post was using previously and is now vacated.
Yep.
Is there anything you'd like to do in here to see if you can determine where they went?
I mean, the easy answer is investigate. But I feel like you're looking for something more specific than that.
Particularly since there's no investigation check.
System is this?
Not D&D.
Sort of like the Dallas role-playing game that way. Although that one has investigation, it just doesn't have a combat system.
Because you're supposed to investigate to the bad guy. Come on, I know you watch plenty of daytime procedurals.
I don't. I hate daytime procedurals.
Huh.
I hate procedural television.
Fair.
If I can watch a selection of any random like shuffle playlist of a show and not tell if they're in the wrong order or not, that's not my show.
It's a bad show.
Wouldn't that qualify
Like, you
Monster
Law
of the
and
Week
Order.
shows too?
No. Because the good Monster of the Week shows still have serial
Not all of
storylines
them.
going their way through it.
He said the good ones.
Yeah. In short, fuck you, Law and Order, CSI, SVU, FBI, JAG. What
Jag.
other three?
There you
whatever-
go.
Whatever other 3-letter
Official acronym.
acronym they can come up with.
Ah, so not the 4-letter acronyms. Good to know.
And also
NCIS
Criminal
then.
Minds, because NCIS, sorry, there's another good one. And also Criminal Minds, even though it's not an acronym, because fuck you, Criminal Minds.
Isn't that the one that Ice-T's on? Or no, he's
No,
on
that's Law and Order.
On Law and Order.
No,
No.
Criminal Minds is the one that Mandy
That's Law and
Patinkin
Order.
was part of and lambasted after he finished with the show.
Yep. Mhm.
I will
It was glorious.
like what is the is it just an empty area at this point?
So
Are there
it's a-
computers? Are there
No computers left. It's a maintenance. It seems to be like you're sort of seeing it for what it is now, for what it was before they took up residence. And it seems to be a maintenance room for some aspect of this section of the city's like infrastructure. You're not certain what
Okay.
aspect because you're not an infrastructure engineer, particularly not one for Nar Shaddaa, which was designed and built by Hutts. But It's some aspect of the city's infrastructure room.
How much of a risk do I feel like taking? Before I go stupid, I will simply sit down in the center of the room, focus, and I will try and use sense to see if there's any kind of life in my general vicinity, as far as I can make it. That hopefully, if there's some, even if there's some kind of rodent life or something, will indicate maybe where some secret ways out are or something like that.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll your
So,
sense.
Roll force. Ignore anything but the force points in that.
Oh, okay.
2 points. What
2
does
points.
2 points get you?
So with 2 points, sense all living things within where's my range band? What's the range band outside of short? Long?
So you get engaged, short, medium, long,
Medium.
Medium. So I can sense all living things within medium range of me.
Okay. So you sit down, focus.
That's pretty good.
You sense some of the bar patrons up top,
Mm-hmm.
just sort of at the vaguest ends of your senses. And you sense movement. Some sort of feral creature. Some larger creature is also feral. And you sense something similar to like a station rat in the walls of this room,
Okay.
sort of scurrying through pipes. There seems to be some sort of currently empty, potentially hydraulic service pipe nearby.
But not big enough it would be an escape.
No,
route
not big enough
or
to be an
exit
escape
route.
route, no.
Okay.
Big enough to hide
Fuck.
something, maybe.
Yeah, I will start going off in that direction and see if I can get a sense of where it opens up.
Yeah, so you sort of move over towards one wall in this room, just sort of feeling around, looking around, and you do see there's actually a little sluicing iris, sort of like an iris valve,
Mm-hmm.
in like at the end of a pipe that you can access. You don't see any direct method of opening it, but it's definitely some sort of looks to be some sort of hydraulic delivery system.
Okay, I will. I do not have anything that force-wise can help me open that, so I will start looking for ways to open it more traditionally.
Give me a perception check. Difficult.
Okay, give me just 1 second here.
Mhm. Parlor said spider of the.
So you said perception check diff 2?
Yes.
Okay. Skills diff 2. Take out that force point. Success and an advantage.
So you're sort of looking at the pipe and figuring out how to get the iris to open, and you realize that there's like sort of like a bolt, like a wrenching bolt, like on the neck of the pipe, which would activate the iris.
Okay.
And so figuring out that that's what you're looking for, you look for a tool that would fit it. And you do find a spanner that would lock into that and twist.
Okay.
So you get that spanner and you click it on, you lock in and you twist, and as it sluices open, there's a sort of a wet splash as something sort of falls out of the pipe and onto your shoes. And with that water, you did feel something hard click into your foot.
Look down.
There is a little data chit.
Pick it up. Nothing in here to read it for. All that is a start.
Yeah, it looks like you could probably plug it into a data pad if you had one.
Right. Um. All right, now it's time to start getting dumb. It's cut away from me for just a
All right,
second.
so yeah. As we cut away from you, a dark side point flips.
Oh boy.
Well, hang on. Right. I've spent a dark side point. You don't get to know why. At least not yet. Meanwhile, the rest of you, you dive into an alleyway, or stumble, or walk, or do a saunter, however you want to describe it, into an alleyway, past a trash chute, and find
Stride.
clink, clink, clink. You Zoidberg into the alleyway. And you find past this sort of trash chute, the trash chute is slightly blocking it, but you can tell if you remove the trash chute, you would be able to see a small hole in the wall. Looks like it leads into some sort of infrastructure.
Ah,
Shall we force our way past this then?
we'll probably let.
One might presume one would encounter fewer Jedi hunters down here.
One can hope.
Is it big enough for a person to go through? Is it big enough for me to go through? So another
It's
question
big enough
too.
for a person to like crawl through.
Okay.
Nearies, you don't have the flexibility required.
No. Okay. I will not fit in there.
Is this a door is this a gap that can be widened with, say, a lightsaber?
Anything can be widened with a lightsaber if you think that's wise.
That will draw attention. Why don't some of you go see what is even in there first?
There. Let's take a look, shall we?
It might dead end.
Would you like to stand guard, Nerys?
Sure. It
Or
will be
Zarath
so.
will squeeze his way through.
So you push the trash receptacle out of the way, or slightly out of the way, just enough to get through. Get down on your hands and knees and crawl through this hole. The other side has no landing specifically, so you do end up having to flip down before you fall face first, and you land with a wet splash into a partially flooded maintenance room. The water is coming up to roughly your ankles, and it feels like it's getting deeper. You do see that this is not currently in use, obviously, as it is in the middle of flooding. But this is some sort of hydraulic relay.
Well, if they were here, they'd have a fondness for maintenance hatches the world over. And we'll look further inside.
Go further. Make a perception check. Yes, in a city the size of a planet, the only places that aren't monitored are the unused maintenance areas.
Is that difficulty?
Difficulty 2.
Blah, success and advantage.
As you're moving through the slowly flooding room, your foot hits on a wheel hatch underneath the water. There is further to go down here. It would be underwater though.
It's a wheel hatch though, so that might be uncovered area that just hasn't had water drain into it yet. If nothing else, it'll probably drain some of this water out from under my feet. So I will open the wheel hatch.
Reach down, grab. Give me a strength check. Strength check difficulty 2.
Brawn.
Yeah, brawn.
I don't know if you can do
Athletics?
straight characteristics. Athletics, then, yeah.
Roll characteristics. You just roll the number of green die equal to your characteristics, but you can also do athletics.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, the difference between athletics and brawn in this particular case.
I didn't have difficulty there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The difference between athletics and brawn in this particular case is
it's a failure.
athletics is a trained activity, whereas brawn is your raw strength. Athletics is like lifting and pushing and pulling, as opposed to I'm trying to unstick a wheel.
Can I use the force to move this thing to turn this wheel?
Yeah, you grab the wheel and you reach down, you start twisting, and you can't get a good position on it. It's underwater, so there's additional pressure. You can't. You could try to use the force.
I would like to try to use the force to turn this thing.
Can I try to move it?
Are you going in as well?
Oh yeah, she went in behind him. I'm sorry, I didn't say that.
Evasia splashes down. Yeah, give me a brawn check. Brawn difficulty 2. So you can just put the number of green dice in your dice pool equal to your brawn rating.
Wait, where is
For you, it's
Braun?
pretty high. It's at the very top of your character sheet.
One of your characteristics.
You go to your skills tab, it'll be right under the skills tab.
Oh, I see it. Okay. How do I roll this?
In the dice pool at the top of the character sheet, put the number of green dice into your pool equal to your brawn,
Okay.
and then 2 difficulty dice.
Okay.
Hit the dice roll button next to the spinny refresh button.
Hey,
There you go.
Success.
you have 5 brawn. My goodness.
Yeah, well, of course, rather sort of looking at it and trying to figure out a better position, you walk over, reach down, grab, and just wrench in one firm motion, and the wheel spins. And as it spins, it lifts, and you pull. It takes a little bit because it is pressurized under the water, but you pull, and as you pull, there's a bubble of air as whatever pressurized air was in this releases, and the water begins to pour onto the hatch.
Thank you, love.
You needed to put some muscle into it.
I'm afraid you have much more of that than I do.
So the hatch is open, water is pouring into it. It's hard to tell where it's going because you can't see through the water because it's foamy.
Is there like a handrail on the opposite side from where the water's pouring in, or
There is a ladder that is pouring down.
I guess I'll head down the ladder.
Okay.
Is there anywhere else further past this other than just down this hatch?
There's more maintenance accoutrement along the walls of this room.
But it doesn't seem like it has any other passages to go through.
There is another door to go through, but it looks like it leads to an exterior antechamber.
Okay, so that's a way out rather than a
it's
way
way
in.
out
Yeah.
rather than way in.
So let's head down here then.
Arvazia will follow.
Josh, are you staying behind with Nerees, or are you following them?
About how much distance do they have on us right now?
They're in sort of basically the center of the room that you're looking into. It's about small distance away from you, like small.
Okay.
range band.
Yeah, short range.
range.
Josh will go stand over the opening so that he can, hopefully hear both sides.
Okay.
I'm
So
looking out.
anyone trying to climb down the ladder while the water's pouring, I need you to make an athletics check, difficulty 3.
I will use my enhance ability and add my dice and add my force pool to this. Good. I will take those 2 successes from those force die.
All right. The water is pouring down over your head, and it is not. Some of it gets into your mouths, respectively, and it is not clean water.
I think I'm wearing a mask.
Gross.
As you climb down, but you manage to keep your grip on the ladder as you're climbing. Eventually, the ladder ends on a platform. You can sort of step out of this impromptu waterfall that you found yourself in into another semi-flooded chamber. This one seems like at one point it was a energy conduit. You basically tell by the sort of the electric paneling along the walls, but it is long since fallen into disrepair. Bits and pieces of it. You see bits of chewed wiring and evidence of animal activity down here. This definitely continues on into more of the Narshada underground. how much further would you like to go before you decide to go back?
Is there any sign of recent activity around here?
Make a streetwise or survival check.
Difficulty?
Difficulty 2.
See what's better. They're both the same. Okay, cool. Nothing but advantages and a failure.
Avasia, are you looking too?
Yeah, she'll go ahead and look. I'm sorry, what check am I making?
Either streetwise or survival. Difficulty 2.
One success.
Yes. Yeah, course wrath. It's too wet. There's too much water. Too much. Very obvious animal activity for you to pick up anything specific. Avasia, as you're looking around, some of the wiring in here has been repaired in such a way as to not be obvious. Looks like somebody is probably pulling power through this conduit, even though it's disused. So somebody has been here recently, at least recently enough to turn that on.
Would I have an idea of how recently? Like past week?
Based on how thorough, based on the signs of animal activity, it has to have been within the last month at the latest. It's hard to tell because all you're seeing is the aftermath of them repairing something. You're not seeing anything else.
Someone has been here. Probably within the past month.
Well, that gives us a lead at the very least. And we should head up and find that other entrance and see if we can get Nerys around to it.
Right.
And get everyone inside.
Nerys, as you're standing guard out by the trash compactor, and Josh, you can sort of hear this from inside. You hear the ting, 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 ting of one of those Jedi hunters approaching. Ting, 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 ting. And you look down the alleyway from where you came, and sort of looming into the alleyway is this large, gaunt cyborg individual. 2 black steel lightsabers, one in each hand. Deactivated at the moment as this dark metallic head swivels towards you, and you see 2 red pinpricks on the inside of the helmet just sort of staring at you.
Ash will sort of whistle down the hatch to the 2 below.
Imperial business, carry on. I'm going to tell this person.
Make a subterfuge roll. Difficulty 3.
Can I do leadership?
Can you what?
Can I do leadership?
Nope.
Darn it.
Because you're a droid.
Well.
It's just what Nerys is programmed to say, you see.
Is this a deception? I was gonna say, do you mean deception?
Okay, yeah, deception.
Because you've got skullduggery and deception.
Yeah, deception.
Yeah, so subterfuge
Deception?
is a
You
world
said
of darkness skill.
difficulty what?
Difficulty 3. Deception.
Well, shit. Okay. Here we go. Do I want to do that? I kind of want to do that. That's dangerous, though. I'm just gonna try this. It's not gonna go well. Here we go.
You never know.
So you just sort of like spout that out
Yep.
unprompted.
Uh-huh.
And the figure at the alleyway that was about to sort of turn and step away stops.
Thanks, Nerys.
What is it with people in fiction and insisting on engaging with things that they could just let walk past them?
Right? Fear.
Not walk past
Fear.
it.
That's what.
Yeah.
Fear makes you do things. And those 2 red eyes swivel and lock onto you. And it doesn't say anything. But it does start walking down the alley.
I don't like that. It does not sound like there's any others besides this one, right?
Not at the moment. But you've no
Okay.
idea how this thing is wired or programmed.
Yeah,
it
no, I
is.
don't. Well, I'm going to disengage suppression and start doing calming aura right now, just in case. That seems like a good idea.
Okay. So what does
Wait.
calming aura do?
Calming aura. If an opponent targets character with the force power, reduce force generated by 1.
Alright.
Basically.
So it begins to sense you using the force,
Okay, this is bad.
which is definitely not a thing a droid should do. And you watch as both of those lightsabers, these two fiery red blades erupting with a slight ripple to their edge. As this thing just ignites both and starts walking faster towards you.
Okay.
Brilliant steps from start to finish.
What are you doing? It's currently in medium range. It's currently in medium on the medium range band from you.
Medium? Okay, I'm gonna try and shoot it.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
Okay.
Hang on, let me check what its difficulty is.
Yep. Oh, it's a short range. Never mind. That's too far. Let's see here.
I mean, you could wait until it gets in short range and then shoot it.
I
You know,
could. That seems very close. I want to shoot it now.
I mean, that's fair.
Yes, be engaged.
Telling a panicking droid to wait until it sees the whites of their eyes.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna shoot it.
Yeah, so you get a setback die for shooting at it.
Okay.
You also
Is that a
get
black one? I
yeah,
do
it's a
not
black
have
one.
my
Yeah.
That's the black one.
Okay. Okay.
So you get
Setback.
so you're shooting into medium range.
Yep.
So that's 2 difficulty.
Okay.
So 2 difficulty, 1 setback because it's outside the range of your gun or your blaster.
Cool.
And upgrade it twice. Plus another difficulty for their range. Or is it defense provides difficulty or setback die?
No.
Defense provides setback dies.
Yeah.
So another
I
setback
think it.
die.
Yeah, I
then.
think it's. I think it's setback.
Another setback die. Okay.
So,
But is it
so
still
2
3
set
difficulty?
so 2 setback dice,
Yep.
2 difficulty,
Okay.
upgraded twice.
Well, shit. I'm not gonna hit him.
2, 2, and 2.
I'm still gonna shoot, but I'm not gonna hit him.
Of course
Here
you
we
are.
go. That's 4 failures.
Yeah.
But you got some advantages.
You do
Yeah,
have some
yeah.
advantages. So yeah,
Make
those-
it take strain.
I would say you can't make it take strain if you don't hit it.
Ah.
You can do anything that applies to
Fine.
you, but you can't do anything that
Fine.
applies to it.
All right.
So yeah, Josh, you hear a blaster go off in the alleyway.
Up here, please, quickly.
Nerees, you watch that blaster bolt impact on the shoulder and just bounce off.
Yeah.
Now it's its turn.
Okay.
We were about to be coming up anyway, so
Go ahead and have y'all roll some initiative.
Sure.
We're starting on the NPC turn, but
Oh,
Sure,
whoops.
clear.
Am I supposed to have difficulty? I don't
No,
remember.
No difficulty is
we're
added
supposed
to
to clear.
Okay. So mine should be a 3-1.
Where's initiative?
It's on the combat tab.
Thank you.
I feel like this is definitely
Oh.
vigilance because none of us were prepared for this.
Right.
Am I prepared? I saw this thing running toward me.
You are, yeah, you're prepared.
Yes.
You're prepared because you took the shot.
Sweet.
Avazia's should be a 2-1.
You can adjust it.
Avazia rolled
What did
twice
I
on
do
accident.
wrong?
Avazia rolled twice on accident.
Okay, sorry.
So that 0-1 should be a 2-1.
Sorry.
Ooh, you know what I can do with all those boosts is I can add a boost to the next character's check.
And the 1-0
do
should
that.
just not be there because that's an extra turn.
I would like to add a boost die to an allied character's check. Please.
Sure.
Can I do that up to 3 times? Is that a thing?
I think for 1, you can add the next allied character's check.
Right.
2,
so
you can give
give
specific person.
Okay.
right.
Gotcha.
So like you could say the next check gets 3 boost die for the next
Ooh, or I
allied
can
character.
Get some defense. That also seems good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
Uh
while you're thinking about that,
Yep.
the Jedi Hunter closes to engage with you.
sure.
As it just sort of the bolt goes off, hits the shoulder, it looks down at it, looks over at you, and preternaturally fast into your face, both lightsabers drawn and ready.
Well, fuck. I'm gonna do that to get some defense. That seems like a good plan.
Okay, so you're applying that to what?
Gain +1 melee or range defense until the end of the active character's next turn. So
So
I
until
think
the end
that's
of your
fine.
next turn, yeah.
Yeah. So I have +1 to defense.
All right. What? So it
Which I
increases that,
feel like I'm-
adds a setback die.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I feel like I might need it. So
They're going to brawn. Commit those to
I don't like these things you were saying.
worry about it. Lightsabers come up and over and down. So you have 1 melee defense right now.
Yup.
Gauge, so that's 2 difficulty plus 1 setback. And swing. So they only hit you. They don't deal additional damage. Though they are going to use 2 of those advantages to engage a crit. So you take 6 damage for each one,
Ow.
which means 10 of your
Okay.
armor does not absorb it.
6 damage.
Oh.
And
And go ahead and roll a critical hit die. Right, roll a
Okay.
critical hit on yourself.
because it has been a little bit since I remember how to do combat again. Soak does apply though, right?
No, the breach eliminates,
Up to 10.
bypasses 10 soak. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
And I assume you don't have 11 soak.
No.
Okay, so yeah.
4 soak.
Right, yeah.
So
You
that's-
you can ignore your soak.
yeah. Lightsabers, for the most part, don't care about your soak
Well, that's terrible. We should get rid of these.
unless you get Cortosis armor.
All right. roll
Which
for
Jash
roll.
has been going for, but
I'm slow.
All right,
Okay.
so you may only act during the last allied initiative slot on the next turn.
Cool.
So, who wants to take the first in PC slot other than
Jash would like
Nereus?
to.
All right, Jash.
Since I'm closest.
You are currently medium range band from where the fighting is going.
No, I was short range from
Oh yeah,
from
no, sorry,
Nerys.
you're short range. The others
Yeah, so
are
I
the others are long
Mhm.
range because they're further down.
So I'll use my maneuver to get to engaged with the Jedi
So
Hunter.
you can maneuver one range band closer. So short
Right.
to engaged. Yeah, so you
Yep. Mm-hmm.
jump up through the hole basically.
Yep. With the saber out, and I will take strain to do another maneuver to aim, which gives me upgrade or a
Bonus die.
boost die. And I will take a swing at this guy.
So it's going to be 2 difficulty, 1 setback, upgraded twice.
Okay. Whoops. Upgrade. Boop. Okay. Boom.
Nice.
Suck it.
Mm.
Okay. So, for success, which would be
So-
total of 14 damage
and you
for each one sunder.
can activate, you can and so you can crit once and add a plus 30 to the crit roll if you want.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. And he's going to crit with a plus 30 because
Actually,
Vicious 2.
Vicious 2 adds another 20, so that'll be
Right.
Basically,
It's 50.
every advantage you spend beyond the first crit adds plus 10 to the roll.
Right. So that's
That's 20,
so that's
plus 50 to the roll. If you crit.
yes. Yep. I'm going to crit with a plus 50. Why not?
So first the damage.
just wake up and ruin his day as much as possible.
First the damage. He takes 14, still standing.
Good for him.
And then critical injury.
That can't be right.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
It couldn't possibly just be an 11.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh.
Yeah, it didn't include. I didn't click out of the office.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Die after the last
Better.
distance thought during the next round. All right.
So he gets one more turn.
Yep.
Good for him.
So yeah, you just come out of the hole and across the center. There would be blood, except you hit electronics.
Mhm.
Like you can smell singeing flesh, but mostly what you get is sparking electricity as you slice through what seems to be a power core of some kind in the center of this individual's abdomen.
Whee!
And just sort of
Finally,
looks
Jash
down,
does what I built him for once.
sort of looks down at the gaping injury.
Mm.
Looks up at you. You watch the red eyes burn a little bit brighter.
Yep. Yeah, and Jash just takes a guard stance because this thing hasn't fallen down yet.
Next PC slot.
I feel like Horserath and Avazi just spend their turns getting two bands closer.
Yes.
So you climb up, end up at the top of the ladder, both of you.
So we end up in short range.
Yep. Nerees.
All right. I'm gonna try and lightsaber this guy.
All right.
Get him.
Do it.
Difficulty 2, 1 setback
Okay.
die, upgraded twice.
Difficulty 2 and setback upgrade twice. Okay.
I would like to take an action for just randomly for SD to go, motherfuckers, and then why the hell did I even say that?
That's ranged.
SD's off doing spy shit.
Like she's just random, like
Right.
it's her version of I've got a bad feeling about
Think
this.
about this.
Motherfuckers.
And I'm gonna
Perfect.
use ebb and flow. So I'm gonna spend a force here. Let's see what we get. Let's see. All right. Where is my lightsaber again? There it is. Oh. That's things. All right.
So you
one
hit.
success.
What you get a despair.
Yes. That's 8 damage.
8 damage, breach 1.
Yep.
Which does
Um,
kill him.
Yay!
Cool. Yeah. I'm not gonna use that force because I don't need it. There was something with my lightsaber, I thought. I'm not entirely sure. No, I don't think so. No, Josh has that one. Never mind. I don't know what the despair does. But
It does
Oh, that's
like
something
them.
that John gets to spend.
yeah, I know.
So as you lunge forward and stab through the chest of this, you hit it in just the right spot where there is a off gas of steam from the back, and the some of the electronics that were sort of sewn into the mouth sort of jostle loose and fall down. And you see this drastically deformed jaw that the cybernetics were all sort of stitched and hooked into. And as it begins to collapse over, you can hear the sound audio feedback coming from the cybernetics, and you hear that feedback in a second location as you look down at the other end of the alley and see two more Jedi hunters
Okay.
stepping into view, because that's what your despair bought you.
Alrighty.
More friends.
Woo. That's my turn.
That one's dead.
Drop back, please.
But these two are here. All right, so NPC slot. Again, preternaturally fast. One of them rushes up into engaged range with Jash. Two
Okay.
lightsabers. 1, 2. What's your melee defense, Jash?
1. So he has a setback. Yep.
Too difficult. All right. So we are going to say that is so that's 6, 7, 8 damage per each one. With
Okay. I'm
go ahead.
going to suffer strain to use parry to reduce that by 6.
Okay, so you're just gonna
So
take
2 damage.
2 damage, but
Okay.
it is gonna be a critical injury. So
Right. Okay. So just roll myself a flat crit.
oh right, they should have a link.
Ooh.
God fucking damn it.
Ooh.
So yeah, you get the
Which limb?
Are you right or left-handed?
Left.
Which hand do you hold your lightsaber in?
Left.
Left. So yeah, you go to parry and you get you up and over to get most of the lightsaber out, but the second lightsaber comes over and gashes through the back of your arm,
Literally rolled as high as possible.
severing nervous system and musculature in your left arm, and you just sort of grunt in pain as that arm falls limp and your lightsaber hits the ground.
Cool.
It's a PC slot.
Can't leave you guys alone for fucking 30 minutes. I swear to God.
Are we
Jash
out
is-
at this point?
You're in
I was about to
short
say,
range right now.
Can one of us take that?
If you want, yep.
Yeah, go for
I
it.
mean, Jash will go as soon as he can.
There is
but
not a lot of room up there right now. Only one of you will be able to get out of there right now, because of how many people are standing at that hole at the entrance.
So between the two of us,
You can go if you want.
I would think the warrior would go.
I mean, I'm sort of defined by being really good at fighting people in melee, like specifically people
Well,
with lightsabers.
both of you.
As opposed,
No, like, yes.
as opposed to the other one of you that is also defined by specifically
Yeah,
being
like
fighting people with lightsabers.
like specifically Avasia is very good at butchering several people, whereas Corserath is like single
there are
target
several
duelist.
people. Help.
Which Sith do you want?
I want a Fazia.
Okay. All right.
Up to you.
Be that way.
Once we
Avanzia
get him
will
down
come
to
out.
1, then you get to go.
Yeah.
Once we kill this first one, you get to
Right,
take on.
So yeah,
I'm
A solo.
Nere's favorite.
out of the hole, seeing Jash's arm go limp, you immediately rage in the face, jump out the hole into the face of this Jedi Hunter.
Right. I'm going at him with the with my Warblade.
Warblade, not your lightsaber?
Warblade.
Okay. So setback 1, difficulty 2, and upgraded twice.
Sorry, which one is the setback?
The black one.
Black die.
Okay.
And upgrade the difficulty. So you're going to upgrade on the right hand side, not the left.
Nice.
You did not input the upgrades.
I did not. I'm
Oh.
sorry. What am I supposed to input?
To upgrade 2 on the right hand side.
It's right below the purple dice.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. I missed that. Okay.
Oh.
Can I go with the first one?
No, unfortunately. So yeah, you leap out, Warblade at the ready. The blade comes out and across that the very same lightsaber that sliced the back of Jash's arm catches it and turns it back as the second lightsaber is brought up.
You do have advantage suspend.
Yeah. Would you like to spend any of those advantages? You can't do anything that affects the enemy because you didn't hit him, but you can use it on anything that affects you or your allies.
Can I give the next person who's probably Corsoreth?
I can't get up there, so
I was gonna say,
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna
give
go
him to
back.
me. I'll use it
I'll
to.
give-
Give him to
Okay,
me, and
I'll,
then
I'll give it to you then.
Okay.
Right. So,
So-
you give the next person a number of boost die.
Mhm.
6. It looks like.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3,
All
4.
right.
Yep.
So my
Next
my
person slot.
so my difficulty would be 3 because of my critical wound, right?
Correct.
1 setback, upgraded twice still.
Mhm.
Okay. So yeah, I'm going to attack and then bail out to give Corsorath some room to get up here. Okay, let's see if
3
we can.
difficulty, 1 setback, upgrade twice.
Okay, 3 difficulty, 1 setback, upgrade twice. Got it. Boop. Heyo. I will crit this guy once with 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 damage.
You instantly kill him.
Okay.
Get down, grab lightsaber, wince through the pain, get it up, right through the head. As it's focused on locking with Avasia, you're sort of staring this thing in its eyes, and all of a sudden, a lightsaber up through the chin, back down. It just sort of
Maneuver to get back. Corsorath, there's still one.
All right, so you drop down into the maintenance room or out or further down the alley.
Into the maintenance room. We're gonna bottleneck him at the door, hopefully, because you never know. There might be even more of these fuckers.
Next NPC slot.
you mean last PC slot?
Sorry, next PC slot. Yes. Not
So-
last PC slot. Next PC slot.
Oh,
Because there is
So-
one.
Corsorath will move up to that position. The other NPC hasn't reached us yet.
No. Still down the alley.
Is there a ready action?
You can prepare.
Does that do the thing that I want it to do?
Jack? Actions. Spend an action to activate an ability, perform a combat check, perform a skill check, exchange an action for a maneuver.
Preparation. Take a maneuver to
First.
prepare something for something else. It's very vague.
You can take guarded. So maneuvers are like guarded stance, where you take penalties to melee for a bonus to melee defense.
Does the preparation maneuver do what I want it to
Take
do?
a maneuver to prepare something for something else. Yes, preparation is hold your action, basically.
Cool. So I will prepare an attack for when
So you have to spend strain to take a second maneuver.
yeah. So I'll take it's what 2 strain?
2 straight.
2 strain for a second prepare maneuver to attack the remaining Jedi Hunter when he closes.
And last PC slot. Nereus.
Yep. Oh god, I can't help Josh's arm in the middle of a fight, I'm guessing.
And
Wait, can I?
I mean, you could, but you could help his wounds. But you saw the wound.
Yeah.
You're not certain you can repair it.
Cool.
Like you would need a special facility, but it might just have to come off. It was a pretty deep wound.
Shit. Okay. Well then,
And lightsaber wounds are very tricky to heal.
yeah. Not good at fighting.
Which is how I interpret a on the first shot getting 100, rolling 100 on the crit injury. Oh yeah. That arm's probably gonna have to be replaced.
Yeah.
Because that means you got the worst possible hit.
This other one is how far away from us?
Currently
short?
medium.
Medium? Hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna take I'm gonna take some strain. I'm gonna take a guarded stance, and I'm going to assist
Okay.
whoever's fighting next.
All right. So, last NPC spot. The NPC, the Jedi Hunter down at the end, sees the lightsabers, turns, and you don't hear anything, but but you see the eyes flash rapidly, and then turns back down the alleyway and charges.
Uh-oh.
Gets into melee with Korzarath. I think
My held action go off before it attacks.
your held action goes off.
Cool. So I'm fighting a single opponent. So
You're also getting an assist from Nereus.
Yep.
I got a boost die. So I got 2 boost die, one from the assist, one from my light, one from my training. Let me check and make sure I don't have anything else that's going to be relevant here. Nope, that's it for right now. Okay, cool. And then difficulty what?
So it'll be difficulty 2, with 1 setback, upgraded twice.
Cool. Let's hope this works the way it's meant to. That's what I want.
There you go.
That's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 damage. And I'm going to flip our light side to add my presence to that damage roll, which will be an extra 5. So what's it? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 19 damage.
19 damage, yeah. No, it runs into melee. Both lightsabers open, and you wait for the right moment.
Oh, nope, sorry. I am lying to you. That is an ability that I have down the line that do not have yet. So just the 14.
Don't get to flip the light side. So yeah, you thrust in, you sort of step in and thrust in, and it moves out of the way just in time that you pierce through the shoulder. And it sort of like pushes through the lightsaber to attack you back. As it takes 14 damage. And properly has the linked ability now. What's your melee defense?
4.
Melee
Damn.
defense is 4.
Yes.
Yep.
4 setback dice.
I am built for lightsaber duels.
I'm going to use. I'm going to flip it.
There you go.
Okay. No advantages,
what?
but a threat. That's going to be 8 damage.
8. Hang on.
Which one?
1 second.
As that lightsaber comes in.
How strong is my parry?
I feel like your
I-
parry's at least at mine, right? How many
I
ranks
have,
do you
I
have?
have 5 ranks in parry.
Okay, so you're one up from me. Yep.
I take 3 strain, and I reduce that damage by 7, so I take 1 damage.
All right, yeah, you managed to. It only nicks you. Top of the round. It goes again. Is your melee defense still 4?
Yeah, I don't think it drops off, does it?
No,
I'll spin another dark side.
There you go.
because my lightsaber has defensive 3, and my armor has a melee defensive 1.
Right. Ooh. There we go.
So as it comes back,
Still
up,
reducing that to 1 damage though.
the first one, as it comes back up, it pulls its arm free. Both lightsabers. I'm going to spend 2 advantages to activate linked. That's going to hit you a second time with the offhand.
It's a second
lightsaber.
hit, so am I able to parry it again as well?
Yeah, you spend the strain, you can parry a second one.
So I'll spend another 3 strain and parry it entirely to nothing.
All right, and then I'll spend that triumph to hit you a third time.
I can't stop the third one because that'll put me over strain.
I mean, you can. You'll just pass out from doing it.
Actually, hang on. I can do this. 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Let me. I can spend a destiny point with no action required to recover strain equal to my presence rating. So I'll do that, and then parry the last
the
one.
third one as well. There
So
you go.
that's 6, 7, 8, 3 times. You parry 7 of them, so you take 3 damage as well as 9 strain.
It's just a base hit, isn't it? With no extra attack hits.
It's as if it hit again.
Yeah, but
damage
it doesn't get
hits.
the extra success hits.
It does. Look it up.
I'm
looking
pretty
right
sure
now.
it doesn't, but I don't know for sure.
Each hit deals the weapon's base damage plus the total uncanceled successes scored on the check.
Oh, okay, cool.
I know it's as if they hit you again with the same attack. That's why the heavy repeating blaster is so fucking deadly.
Fair.
Because it just shots and shots and shots and shots.
Yep. So 3 damage to Corsaireth total with the 3 parries.
Yeah, total 3 damage.
All right. Impressive.
Yeah, it's just a flurry.
No,
of
it's right here.
lightsaber
It's right
blows.
here. It's right here in the link trait. The wielder may spend two advantage to gain an additional hit and may do so a number of times equal to the weapon's linked rating. Additional hits from the linked weapon may only be applied against the original target. Each hit deals the weapon's base damage. Okay, never mind. Yeah,
Plus the
total.
total.
Yeah,
uncanceled.
plus the total. Yeah,
It's
okay.
right. You do have to focus the same target. You can't hit somebody else. But yes, it is the same.
I too.
Okay.
I too was reading that from the book.
Yeah. Cool. That's why auto fire is different because it hits a different
Yes.
target.
Yeah, auto fire
Yes.
can hit a different target, whereas linked is. Auto fire can spread.
I take 3 damage. That's fine.
Whenever you're dual wielding, you're considered to have the linked property, and certain NPCs can have linked X if they're dual wielding,
right.
Because that indicates that they can hit. This Jedi hunters have linked 3, so they can, if they get enough advantage. That's why they're Jedi hunters, because you can parry 1 or 2.
Or in my case, all 3 of them.
Yeah, 3, but 4 would be difficult. You wouldn't have been able to
As long as
parry.
there's light side points to spend, I can keep reducing my strain.
Yeah, so yeah, it's pushing you, but you're managing to hold it off little by little. PC slot.
I would like to kill this thing now. if that's okay with everyone else.
Take it.
Kill it.
Okay, I believe my dice pool is still set for the same thing again.
Yeah,
taking
dual wielding is very strong in this system.
take an aim maneuver so I can keep that secondary boost die. Fucking die.
All right. I don't think you can not kill him. What would you like to spend the triumphs on?
That strain back.
I would like to spend all 5 of those advantages on getting my strain back.
Okay.
And the triumphs, it's pretty much dead, even if I don't crit it, right?
Yeah.
I'll get more strain back.
Well, there are
You
other
can
things
spend
do
2
with
triumphs to destroy a lightsaber if you want.
Why not? I'll destroy its lightsaber for fun.
You can also do something else if you come up with an idea that you'd like to spend those on.
Oh, okay. It's like a narrative declaration,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. You have 2 narrative declarations if you like.
Like communication stuff.
I will say you cannot use those to stop reinforcements from coming because guess what I'm using the despairs on?
I figured. I would
God,
like.
need to get out of
I
there.
tried.
How narrow is this hallway?
Alleyway? Probably at the size that they're at, probably 2 Jedi Hunters shoulder to shoulder could walk through it.
And these guys seem like they're made of a lot of electronics.
They're fairly dense, yes.
Could I trigger an explosion in one of these guys to collapse this alleyway as I shove them away from me?
With both of those triumphs, yes.
So I'll cut something vital, shove him away from me, cut a hole in the wall so Nereus can get through it. Everyone in!
There's a flurry of lightsaber, kick, wall collapsed, Nereus, you, through the hole. There's a beep, 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 and then and you hear the walls collapsing of the alleyway as that hole closes over. You also hear chung, 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 as yet more Jedi Hunters are on the way.
Everyone down the hatch.
I'm going as best I can.
Give me an athletics check. Difficulty 3.
Why do you do this to me?
Ladders. Nar Shaddaa is not built with disability accessibility in mind.
No,
Mm.
they don't give a
That's
fuck.
terrible. All right, I'm gonna use flow still. Damn it, I have it up still. Might as
Which
well.
is weird considering that all huts basically roam around in hover chairs, but
The athletics?
That's why they don't put any accessibility in. The people in power don't need it and don't care about the people can
Hang
afford it.
on.
it's fair.
We've got light side. Yes.
So
I would like to not fall onto Josh down below. That
I'm
seems
not.
like a
You're the
bad
first one
plan.
apparently going down the hole.
Oh,
You're
oh.
going
I
first.
thought you had gone in there already.
I had gone into the room.
Oh.
you're going down the
okay.
ladder.
Never mind.
Yeah. No, I'm
well,
going down
I
the
don't
ladder
really
after
wanna
you.
Fall. I'm gonna use it. I don't want to fall down
Does
again.
Flo let you add successes?
Let me double check. I have a bunch of upgrades, and I do not remember them all off the top of my head.
I believe one of the flow upgrades, I don't know if you have it, is to let you use it to add successes to skill checks.
Right. Yeah. Yep. I have control.
Okay, so all that
spend
would do
one
is make it a
force to add
flat roll.
success. Well,
It would
Might
make
have to
it-
just take one.
It would make it. It would make it not a
Alright.
failure, but it wouldn't make it a
would.
success.
okay. I'll make it not a failure. I'll
Okay.
do that. I
Mhm.
have.
So you do not carve away all of the rungs on this one
See?
Again,
again.
this time.
You remember as you begin to fall. You remember what happened last time and fold that front leg back.
Yes.
But you still, you all watch as Nereus just goes to climb,
Flying.
just
and
free
just-
falls.
Plummets.
drops, and then there is a from below. As Nereus,
Avazia, if you could be the
Nereus,
last one down
you-
to seal that hatch behind us.
you take 5. You take 5 strain as you hit the ground, Nereus.
Ow.
Josh is going down next then.
All right, athletics check with athletics check difficulty 2 because of your arm.
Okay.
because you are
I'm
under.
using enhance.
You are going down a waterfall.
Oh, whoops! I don't need
one
6
hand.
boost die. However, that was not supposed to happen.
You only rolled 6 boost die, which is impressive.
Yeah, that is a little weird. Flat roll.
So you managed to hold on, but you're not making any as you go to try to climb down, and you instinctively use that arm, and it hurts even more because now dirty water is getting into the wound.
Yay!
You are
Cauterized wound.
You're basically sort of cauterized, but you haven't had a chance to look at it yet.
Right.
You're basically clinging to the ladder. You can't progress on your own.
Okay. Can I try again if I succeed on a discipline check or something?
Someone else is going to have to help you down.
Okay.
I will assist.
You don't have to make the roll because you're not injured or not designed to go down ladders. So you get onto the ladder and you sort of put an arm underneath Josh and help him slide down.
Yeah.
You both get to Nereis at the bottom, who is on their back.
Oh,
Crab legs.
I need to be flipped. Thank
And
you.
then Avazia is the last person down, close the hatch.
Give me a brawn check, difficulty 2. Because now you're pulling against the flow of water.
Oh, there's still water coming in
There's
here?
still water coming down. So whatever's leaking didn't stop.
All right.
That's why you had to make an athletics check. You were climbing down a waterfall.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
That was
I
not your
think
dice
I just
pool.
did that wrong.
A, you don't have that many force points. B,
I
you
know.
rolled the
I
dice
just
pool
did
and not.
this wrong.
Save some dark side for the rest of us.
There you go.
Hey.
You basically grab the interior wheel and use your body weight to pull it down. Once it pulls down, the water stops, and you throw the wrench closed. The waterfall stops hitting the rest of you as Korsroth, presumably you help Nereis get up,
Yes.
and Avasia slides down.
Meanwhile, SD is like, why do I have a nosebleed? I don't understand. Why do I have a nosebleed and I want to punch someone?
So
I'm on Nar Shaddaa, but besides
yeah.
that,
as those of you sort of collect yourself there and you sort of look to Jash's wound, you can see the bone of his arm through that gash. And as you sort of, not good.
How do you feel about cybernetics, Josh?
Josh can't. What?
I don't think that arm is going to survive.
Kind of flexes the fingers a little bit, winces.
Yeah.
Well, unless we have a spare around,
Getting
we'll
erased.
have to make do for the moment.
Well, we got nowhere else to go but forward now.
Meanwhile, Esty,
mm-hmm.
have you found anything to read that data chit with?
So, okay, I'm gonna do a dumb.
All right.
Excellent.
I am going to walk into the main. I'm going to walk out of the back.
Okay.
I will climb up. I understand. I'm climbing up a broken ladder. That's fine.
Yep. Well, you can take the elevator if you want. You wouldn't be going out through the secret entrance. You'd be going out through the maintenance.
No. I'm going through the secret entrance.
All right.
It's fine. I am walking out. I am walking into the main room. I am carrying a look of entitlement, vague menace, and you will do what I want. And I'm looking around for somebody with a data pad.
Vague Menace was my favorite prequel movie.
Yeah.
Entitlement, vague menace, and you will do what I tell you, also known as the tagline for the Karen movie.
Don't even talk to me about that movie. I know it actually exists.
Would you like to spend a light side point?
In fact,
Because you can just make somebody have a data pad for you. You could also spend a
Yeah.
light side point to have a data pad.
I mean, fair. No, that's preferable. Although this would have been funnier.
Would have been, but it's up to you.
No, I will just have a data pad. After what has gone on,
Away
not,
from you.
not being aware what has gone on, just wondering why, wondering why she has a migraine. Yeah, I feel like, oh, that's right. Before I climb up before I leave the secret room. Oh, that's right. I do have a data pad underneath my clothing.
You pull the data pad out, slot the data chip in.
And then it explodes, right?
No, you have a holographic representation of the infrastructure tunnels underneath the promenade, and a very helpful dotted line leading you from the location you're at to another location with a little signature under it that just says Caecilian.
She speaks to herself, talking to Caecilian, like not trying to reach out. Oh, Caecilian, thank you so much. And you fucking idiot, you're glad I found it instead of somebody else. Then I will turn on communicator to get in contact with Nerys.
Yes.
Hey, what was that tone?
Nerys, as you're looking into the wound on Jash's arm.
Well, there has been some developments. You go first.
Please hold for one moment. Mute. There is much swearing because it can't be good, whatever it is. Click. So I have good news. I have a beat on our friend.
Excellent. We have been attacked. Jash's arm is going to need to be removed.
Certainly you mean that you have tripped and had an accident and an unnamed individual has been wounded.
Yes.
Wonderful. Please hold for one moment. Few moments later.
Corserath is really feeling that inability to be on comms right now.
You're not hearing any of this.
There's just a wash of the dark side coming from the promenade for no apparent reason.
This is all internal to
I feel
Nerys too. So like all
anger.
the three of you are just sort of worried. The other two of you are just sort of worrying over Jash's arm at the moment.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, and his Corserath's just like, there's something I could be solving right now, and I don't know what.
Something's going wrong. Wait, I don't know why.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Well, my understanding is, should you be in need of medical assistance for your issue, we can probably meet up. Yeah, no, that doesn't work. There's nowhere that we know to meet up that's safe. Fuck it. Where are you?
Wait. Code. As Nerys has suddenly developed an understanding of, we should not be saying things, and has
Correct.
tried to apply that at the most unhelpful time. You just say it?
Give me some idea. How's that? Or wait. we should probably go to the medical facility that we have previously visited.
Yes. W- Do you have the payment we will need?
I do not. However, we can discuss it when we arrive. Let's get together at that nice little eatery nearby.
Ooh,
I'm assuming
hummus.
there's some location that I can that
Yeah, absolutely.
I hang up. Okay. Uh,
I like to think
That
that
is-
Nereus hangs up before you give them the location of the food.
Oh, that's a great idea. Click. I didn't tell you where it was.
I thought you meant the medical place. I don't know.
No, yeah,
Oh,
you got
you
that
meant-
much. You got that much.
Yeah.
Delightful.
Ah,
Este's like,
how did these people survive on their own?
they had a Wookiee.
Yeah.
Fair.
For a while we did, yes. For a while we had 2 Wookiees.
Esther contacted me. She has found Cassilian. We are going to meet up outside of the doctor's place.
Well, that first requires us to get out of this place. So let's
Yes.
find what's at the end of here.
Correct.
So as the 4 of you with one very severe wound progress further into the maintenance tunnels of Shadowtown, and the other of you decides whether or not to head towards the Corellian intelligence person or a medical clinic to wait for your injured comrades. That's where we'll end for the week. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.